The classic 1996 movie Twister has always intrigued me. When I was a little kid, I had this Twister movie poster on my bedroom wall, and I would always stare at that menacing looking tornado. As a kid, I thought, oh dang, that looks super deadly and scary and dark. That must have caused a lot of damage and killed a lot of people. I mean, back in the day, this was one of the very few high-quality tornado images that I could find. This was before all the crazy high-resolution tornado photos that we have all over the internet today. So this photo, in a way, kind of defined what a tornado should look like to me. Like, I thought if there was a tornado outside at any given moment, it probably looked like this, and it was probably coming straight towards me. And that freaked me out, but also got me really into tornadoes. Of course, I have since moved on and seen thousands of high-quality tornado images, but still, to this day, this tornado photo still interests me quite a bit. It is in some ways the perfect tornado image. The tornado is backlit, making it look dark and eerie, and it features that classic cone shape that most people think when they think tornado. And it might honestly be the most seen tornado image ever. And here's the thing, for it being one of the most viewed tornadoes ever, not many people know about the real-life origins of this image. Where did it come from? What real tornado is this? Where did it occur? Was this particular photo heavily edited and photoshopped to make it look scary? And most importantly, is there video of this tornado? Especially a video that was taken at the same angle as this image. Because if I could find a video of this portion that looks like this image, that would really satisfy my childhood curiosities. Now, last year, I did an iconic tornado photos and locations video. And I did talk about the Twister movie cover tornado briefly in that video, but there have since been several updates. Several people have reached out to me with more information. So what is the full story of this mysterious tornado? Do we finally have a decent video of it? This is the surprisingly interesting and unlikely story of the mysterious Twister movie cover tornado. But before we unravel the mystery, we gotta talk about today's video sponsor, Into the AM. If you are one who likes to express yourself, someone who enjoys wearing creative and unique clothing, then I highly recommend checking out Into the AM. And if I use my promo code story on the origins of the Twister movie cover, we must look at, well, the movie Twister. This is it, yep. Now, this particular tornado does not occur in the movie. I mean, if you've seen Twister, you know that this doesn't, I mean, there's a similar scene where they're running from, it's not this tornado, okay? It's like a CGI tornado. There are actually several different versions of the cover featuring the same tornado in different scenarios. The best image I could find actually comes from the soundtrack cover, and it's a little extended, so it gives us a little more information. So we know that Twister came out in 1996, which means that this particular tornado occurred in the years prior, sometime in the 1990s. Historically, many have actually thought that this was an image of the 1995 Pampa, Texas tornado. The June 8, 1995 Pampa, Texas tornado was quite a significant tornado event. It was actually part of a larger tornado outbreak that featured 28 other tornadoes that impacted much of West Texas, including the entire Panhandle. The tornado that impacted Pampa specifically was later rated as an F4 with winds over 200 miles per hour. And this tornado was extremely well documented by numerous storm chasers. One particular man who filmed the Pampa tornado was local sheriff Randy Stubblefield, and he was able to film some of the most incredible tornado footage ever captured.
The moon is here, Linda is here in May. Careful, we need to clear this intersection of people. I don't know this, so I'm going to shut.
Hey there! Welcome to Train Station 2. This is the perfect game for anyone looking to relax and explore.
The Pampa F4 only had a path of about 3 miles, which is pretty short compared to most tornadoes, but it was still able to cause significant damage and injure 7 individuals. Interesting note about the Pampa F4 tornado, the wind speeds may have been some of the highest ever filmed. Tornado historian Thomas Grazoulis stated that if an F6 tornado had ever been filmed, it would be the Pampa, Texas F4. Now, the reason why it didn't receive an F5 rating is due to the actual lack of damage. Like, this tornado only moved a few heavy equipment, things that apparently were super heavy, and that's why the wind speeds were crazy. But yeah, this video definitely shows the intense drill bit nature of the tornado. After looking at the footage, one can see that there are a lot of similarities with this tornado and the tornado featured on the cover of Twister. It has a very similar cone shape. It was backlit by the sun, giving it that dark silhouette look. It was also very dusty. And it occurred in 1995 during the production of the Twister movie. It seems like a good candidate. However, this is not the Twister movie cover tornado, although it does share a lot of similarities with the actual tornado. So the actual Twister movie cover tornado occurred only a few miles to the northeast near Miami, Texas, a year prior on May 28, 1994. How do we know this? Well, because we know who took this photo. It was taken by storm chaser tornado photographer Warren Fadley. Warren Fadley, he did a lot of images of tornadoes on books back in the day. So if you had like a book about tornadoes, he likely took the photo that was featured on the cover of that book. He's kind of one of the OG storm chasers. And Warren Fadley stated that this specific tornado, the one featured on the Twister movie cover, occurred near Miami, Texas, around 8 p.m. on May 28, 1994. So of course I had to hop onto the Tornado Archive, and there it is. There's the tornado out in the middle of nowhere. There's really not too much information about this tornado. It did eventually receive an F1 rating, but we know what it is, and that's perfect. Let's just look up a video of a tornado that occurred on that date. Well, when you search that, this is the only video that you find.
Fuck. We don't want to lose sight of that at all. Hey, is that a cone coming down?
Possible, yeah.
I think that's a cone starting to drop.
You think this is a good place, John? I think it's good for now.
Yeah.
Now we can see still dust. There's dust on the ground.
There's dust on the ground. Let's get out quick.
Oh boy. It's starting to rotate.
Uh-oh.
Rapid rotation on the ground. It is rapidly rotating.
Oh,
It's a tornado.
Oh, goodness.
It's a tornado. Definitely a tornado.
Tornado.
It's on the ground.
All right.
This was actually a pretty awesome once-in-a-lifetime tornado chase. So on that date, according to the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, the chances of a tornado were incredibly slim. Like there was some potential for supercell formation, but the experts believe that the elements just weren't there for tornadogenesis. In fact, a major tornado research project at the time, known as the Vortex Project, took the day off. And there was also a storm-chasing get-together barbecue up in Norman, Oklahoma that day. So essentially, nobody chased this storm. This particular video was captured by some Oklahoma University students, specifically Stephen Curtin, Casey Crosby, and John Finch. They were just bored one evening, so they decided, hey, some of the elements are there. Let's take our chances. Let's go see if we can see a tornado, even though the odds are low. And it definitely paid off. Incredibly, out of